and it's the George Kell Motor Company star of the game in a huge football game. And, folks, I know you haven't met this guy, but you've heard me call his name. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Brodus. Joe Brodus right here in the booth. What a football game, my friend. And the Newport Greyhounds rode the back of Joe Brodus in the fourth quarter. Tell me what was going on down there on that field. Tell me how you felt, my friend.
Well, I saw we weren't really pushing the ball like we should, so I'm like, well, I should step up and be the man I am and go out there and do what we got to do to lead this team into the victory.
And you did that.
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned something to me just a little bit ago before we got on the air, special incentive to get it done.
Yes, sir.
Why you work so hard?
I work to push myself far in life.
Yes, sir. What about that group of seniors that you were battling for out there?
Well, I look up to them a lot. They're a real true role model to me at practice and at school. So I follow them everywhere to show them that I respect them and everything. I want to go a long ways with them and stuff. I didn't want this to be our last game, so I had in my mind that we was going to have a victory at the end of the night.
You were absolutely outstanding, no doubt about it, and a sophomore coming in, and you've got some spot playing time throughout the course of the year, and you've played very, very well when you've been in there. But when the game was on the line, when we needed a spark, we went to a sophomore. We went to number 44. You brought the spark. How does it feel to come from behind when we trail the whole football game and win that one?
Feel great.
Pretty good, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, we've got we win 10 football games. I want you to go back when you get back tonight or tomorrow, the next time you get over to the Keedy building. Yes, I want you to look at that board up there, and I want you to look at how few teams have won at least 10 games. There's not a lot of them up there. There's just a handful of them.
Yes, sir.
And you guys can be excited and proud and be so emotional coming into next week's ball game. It's the road to the rock.
Oh, yeah.
It's the road to the rock, and we're on our way. We are doing well. Let me ask you this before you get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Why did Coach change from going from, why do you think he changed from going, we were going to kick a field goal.
Yes, sir.
And then what changed his mind to say, let's come back out here and give it to Joe Brodus?
Because I said, Coach, I got this. We can do it.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
But if it wasn't for the offensive line, it wouldn't be the same as what I was doing tonight if it wasn't for them.
Yeah, they're pretty good, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Joe Brodus, you're a fine young man. I appreciate your great efforts tonight.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah for Joe Brodus.
Yes,
and there
sir.
he is right there, number 44.
Yes, sir.
The victorious Coach Mark Hinesley, our 10th victory of the year, second playoff victory. Coach, it was an exciting night to be a Newport Greyhound on the road, big-time atmosphere behind the whole game, and then all of a sudden the Newport Greyhounds are winners again.
The most exciting thing I've ever done. I mean, you know, how exciting. Excited doesn't even talk. That when we got to getting that victory formation at the end of the game, I don't even know what I was thinking. It was just exciting. You know
yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
I do know what you're saying.
I mean, that just it's great to be part of.
Well, every game, when you're playing in the regular season and you're always saying, well, we want to win a conference, and well, we didn't know, well, we want to get a good playoff season. And when you get in the playoffs, I mean, obviously, a lot more pressure.
Absolutely.
A lot more pressure on the kids, a lot more pressure on the coaches. It's a pressure-packed situation because everybody, like I told you last year, when we won our last football game of the year, I said, we're going to win our last football game, and then the only other ones are going to be the ones that won tonight that don't go to the playoffs, and then the one that wins the state championship.
That's right.
So there's going to be it's that same scenario. We're in the mix.
Yeah. Well,
you can't win it until you get in.
You know, and that's what I've been telling the kids is don't make this your last Monday practice.
Right.
Don't let this be your last Tuesday practice. Don't let this be your last Wednesday. And just trying to get them in that mindset where it doesn't have to be over.
Right.
You know, this is a do or die time. When you get in this phase 3, man, it is do or die. You either win or you go home. And like I told the kids, I'm not ready to go yet.
Right.
I'm enjoying what we're doing. I'm enjoying being part of it. I'm glad I'm in their life, and I don't want this to end.
Well, it doesn't have to end. I mean, I hope it ends in 4 or 5 more weeks. But let me say this about your football team, Coach. Defensively, again, and we say it week in and week out, absolutely phenomenal tonight. I mean, they get 9 points, but they got the 9 point. We fumbled the football at the 10, and they kick an 18-yard field goal.
Yeah.
So that means they didn't get any.
Yeah.
And then they got the pick for their 9 points, and then they didn't get the 2-point conversion against our defense. And I mean, they didn't get anything against our defense. Nothing.
You know, it's they prepare so well, and there's not many plays you can sit there and say we didn't execute.
Right.
There's only a handful of plays in a game that you can probably say that we messed up on.
Right.
They execute, and they're almost perfect on every snap of the game. And going into preparation, man, we were worried about their pass. Oh, their pass. They're going to throw it on first down, second down, third down, fourth down. If they get a fifth down, they're going to throw it on fifth down. That's just what we expected.
Right.
They come out and tried to run the ball. We did not panic. We had an idea. We had a backup plan. We had a backup plan for the backup plan. And the kids didn't even blink. I always talk about don't flinch on defense.
Right.
Don't flinch. Just make plays. And can't be any happier defensively, man. I mean, they did exactly what we practiced, executed. That makes you feel good as a defensive coach.
Let me ask you this. What was the feeling on the sideline when we get the ball at the start of the second half and we drive the football down here and we get a fourth down and short and we don't make it at that stage, and we kept the football for about 6 minutes of the third quarter, half the third quarter? What was the feeling like over there on the sideline at that point? We fine? What was the feeling like?
With this team, we've shown the same formula. We've shown that have a slow start, and I don't want to blame it on anything. I think it's a challenge. We just have a lot of young guys that have never been in this situation.
Right.
And I think it just takes a half to say, oh, wait. And then it takes a half for me to give them some wisdom. And then having to go out and finish the game. And that's what we're doing. There's no secret, man. They're just coming out and they're finishing the game. That's what I told them at half. I said, all right, we did that first half your way. Let's do it my way, and let's go finish the ball game.
Well, I do know this, that the whole football game, those guys couldn't do very much, and Harding's defense was absolutely phenomenal, too. They were real good. And in a couple of big plays, Cash made a couple of big passes, but obviously we got on the back of our offensive line, and Joe Brodus, a sophomore. And Joe even said in his interview, he said, I wanted to do this for the seniors. He said, I couldn't do it without my offensive line. And he said, what a night to be a Greyhound. Exciting night.
Well, and I'm glad he did that because, we're pushing. An individual is only good as his team that he's part of. And I'm glad he did say that because, that's what we're pushing. We're not going to get anywhere unless we do this as a team. And that's what the kids are really buying into. And when a kid says that about his seniors, that's really special to those
Absolutely
seniors.
It is.
They're doing something right on their end.
He said, obviously, and you didn't hear it, but you'll hear it tomorrow. He said, I look up to those guys. Those guys, those are role models to me.
Yeah.
And that made me feel good that there's a sophomore, and he goes, I didn't want to lose because I didn't want these guys to lose.
Well, if you remember, I've talked about how much these kids, these seniors, really have held this team accountable.
Right.
It means something to them, and they hold this team accountable, and the kids do look up to them. There's times I looked up to Jay tonight. Jay played an excellent ball game, and his calf was just in knots.
I bet it was
in knots, man. Even at half, we went in there, he was in knots, but the kid still made a vertical route, called a vertical route.
Yes, sir, he did.
Still played at corner, would not come out.
Right.
I'm trying to get guys in there for him, and he will not come out because he knew this might be the last, and he's not going to.
I even said during the game, I said, you got to get him out because he can't even walk. You got to get him out. But go ahead.
Hey, a little bit of me respects that.
Absolutely.
That kid, and it's what I've said this before. If it comes to a situation where we have to make a call, one of those seniors is going to be the guy that has the ball.
Right.
Because it's all or nothing for them.
Hey, it's a great night to be a Newport Greyhound. We're going to get to play on Thanksgiving weekend that traditionally has been a big, big day, and especially Thanksgiving. I know you're working on something for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
We don't know exactly at this stage what we're going to do, but the tradition has been some type of early Thanksgiving morning practice and have some donuts and some coffee, and we know we're going to do something. But we just don't know when we're going to do it. So you can keep up with Facebook, and the Greyhound fans will know.
Yeah,
they'll know.
Yeah, we'll put it on the website.
Absolutely.
We'll get the info out.
Coach, congratulations again, your 10th victory of the year, and again, look at that board when you get home tonight. Just gaze at that and look at how few teams we've had win 10 games or 2 games in the playoffs.
Well, and I'm not even gonna lie to you until Coach Blake said something about the 10th win. I didn't even think about that. I really
Is that right?
All I have been focusing on was getting 1 week at a time and getting to Thanksgiving.
Yes,
because
sir.
I think ever since I've been here, we've only had one time that we did this, and I just want to be part of it.
Absolutely.
And to be part of it as a head coach is great too. But I just want to keep traditions going because that's when it comes down to it, that's all that really matters.
Absolutely.
It's carrying on tradition and being part of it, and it's special.
Hounds come from behind 9-0 and win it 13-9. Congratulations to my friend Mark Hinesley, head football coach and athletic director of the Newport Greyhounds. It's going to get sweeter keep staying with us, and don't know quite yet. We thought we might get a home football game. We were rooting for one, and then Atkins finally went up 14 to 10.
I said before we're the best thing going right now?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you.
We are.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I mean, we're the best thing going.
We are that.
You might want to try to catch the next ball game.
Yeah.
It's a show.
Even on the road. If we play at home, that's fantastic. You come on Friday night, but we have to go on the road to Atkins. We've been to Atkins one time in our life, and in all fairness, of all the years that I've covered Greyhound football, I can tell you it's a tough place to play at Atkins. But that's okay because the Greyhounds we're up for the challenge.
We're a pretty tough team.
Greyhounds win it 13-9. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Go Hounds.